Welcome back everyone, it's Eric from Rare Candy. Here today on the channel we have round 3 of the recent League Challenge I got to go attend at Cape Fear Games in Wilmington, North Carolina. So if you guys did miss it, we did upload rounds 1 and 2 already. I will have links down below in the description if you want to see those matches as well. But here in round 3 on the left we have Benjamin Bussert. He's going to be playing Buzzgarb Shrine if I remember correctly. And then over on the right we actually have yours truly. I'm going to be playing Alolan Exeggutor. So don't actually let the age difference fool you. I know it looks like I'm playing against like a junior. I forget his actual age, but he's in juniors or seniors. But I think they didn't have enough people in their age division for this league challenge, so all of the divisions got lumped together. But he's actually a very, very good player. Don't let the age fool you guys. But here it looks like I am going to go first. I am starting with Marshadow, which is actually probably the worst starter in the deck. But here I'm going to Ultra Ball, getting rid of a Guzma and a Propagate Execute. That's definitely one of the key cards I want in the discard pile. Just because that is going to fuel Alolan Exeggutor's attacks. Also is really nice because you can always use that Propagate ability and get it right back into your hand. So it makes playing Ultra Balls and things like that a little bit easier without having to discard key resources. So it looks like I'm going to be eyeing down that Ditto Prism Star. That's going to be definitely the ideal Pokemon I want to evolve into Alolan Exeggutor. So if you guys aren't too familiar with that, Alolan Exeggutor does have an attack for a Grass and Colorless Energy. You discard as many Execute from your hand as you want and do 60 damage for each one discarded. So if we evolve from an actual Execute, it does limit our damage output. That's why going for Ditto Prism Star is going to be so important. But here it looks like I'm going to be going for another Execute, so what I'm going to do is propagate the other Execute back into my hand and Ultra Ball both of those away. So here I'm going to get down that Ditto Prism Star and go for a Marshadow. This is always a really nice turn 1 play if you have access to it, just to start your opponent off with a 4-card hand while also refreshing your own to 4 as well. So I still haven't played a supporter at this point as well, so that could be something I can still do if I find a Sycamore or a Cynthia or N or something like that. So here I find a Shrine of Punishment. I want to get that down even though it's not a great card in this match, but I just want to get down before my opponent has a chance to put their own down. Here I'm going to play Battle Compressor. So that is that card in the expanded format. Allows you to search your deck for 3 cards and discard them. Very, very good in this Execute deck because you can put your eggs in the discard pile and then get them back out whenever you want them. And so from there, I'm probably going to put some other key cards in the discard. I'm going to put Faba in there just because if my opponent does get out a Garbotox and Garbodor, Faba will, kind of give me access to getting rid of float stones and tool cards in play whenever I need to do so. And from there, probably just going to put a Draw Supporter. I think that would be ideal here, because I don't know if I even had a Draw Supporter in hand. I didn't get a good look. So it looks like I'm thinking about putting Teammates in there, actually. So that's another good one-of card that I like to see. Oh, and here just a Colress. Ugh, that is definitely not what I like to see. Colress is, a great card, but on the first turn of the game, it's not the best to see. So here I'm only going to get 2 cards, which is pretty unfortunate. And I've already played both my Marshadows, so I'm really going to need something else. Oh, but I do get Computer Search, which is really nice. So I can potentially play it, but I'm just trying to think what I would even go for. Like, ideally, I would want to get another Pokemon down on my bench. So here it looks like I am going to Propagate. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is just hang on to that Computer Search for next turn. But I wanted to Propagate that egg, put it on the bench just in case Benji does have like a Guzma and Energy. And his hand, unfortunately, is not too great here. We're just going to have to see a Sledgehammer for 30 damage, because that Marshadow does have resistance to fighting. And I do find a Professor Sycamore, so I'm going to get down a Floatstone. I think probably just going to Propagate twice, play the Computer Search, and so you can really see how good the Propagate Executes are here. I'm not actually going through the motions, pulling them out of the discard. Just, in the tournament, I'm just announcing I'm going to Propagate. So, just want to clarify that for you guys watching, because, of course, the audio isn't in this video. I'm going to grab an Exeggutor, and then I'm just going to Sycamore. So this is actually a pretty good little second turn. Here you can see Benji does have to read this Alolan Exeggutor. It's not a card you see too much. This tournament was actually recorded prior to the prior to Greensboro and Toronto. So a lot of people really hadn't really had this card on their radar. So a lot of times it was catching people off guard. So here, just trying to think, what do we actually do this turn? So I have counter energy. I could get that down, but in case my opponent plays, you know, a enhanced hammer or something like that, I might just save it. So here I'm just going to retreat into the execute and just let that get knocked out. It's nice because that will activate counter energy, and also it will put Pokemon back into the it will put it back in the discard pile to do more damage with this Alolan Exeggutor. So here I'm just trying to think, what do I actually do? I have a Ditto I could put down, but I don't want to take the chance that he like Guzma's it up or anything like that. But honestly, in hindsight, I think I should have definitely just played down the Ditto. I think that definitely would have been correct. So Benji's going to get his own Shrine of Punishment down, just to probably thin it out of his hand. Going to attach a Rainbow Energy, and that's actually pretty big as well because that will put it down at 120. And now I'm at a point where I can actually just take a knockout with this Alolan Exeggutor, unfortunately. I have the counter energy. I have the... I actually have 3 eggs in the discard pile. So I can just propagate them all back and use Egg Splat for knockout. So unfortunately, this wasn't that exciting of a game, guys. I know round 1 was already kind of like this, but sometimes it just happens that way. And here you can see I prized all 4 Double Dragon energies, but luckily I still had some counter energies in the deck to pull that one off. So really, really unfortunate game for both of us there. But as I mentioned earlier too, guys, I do have rounds 1 and 2 listed down below in the description, but definitely stick around for round 4 as well whenever it gets uploaded. But as usual, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you can, consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/rarecandytcg, or by picking up some merch from our online store, rarecandytcg.com. It would mean a lot. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.